Today, I'm adding a new building to Tiny Brick City, a place where people can finally live. But while building it, I realized I might have made a mistake. Welcome to Tiny Brick City. Last time, we changed the road. It stopped feeling like just a road and started feeling like a city. And that gave us the extra space we need to finally add another building. It's time to add a normal house, a place where people can live. Finding the right building isn't easy. There are a lot of beautiful designs out there, but like I learned with the church, scale really matters. When you want something to fit microscale, the options become much more limited. Of course, I spend a lot of time on Rebrickable. It's the main place to find mocks, but I also browse Lego groups on Facebook and Reddit. I save everything that fits the scale on a big Pinterest board. And let's say the list of ideas is much bigger than my wallet. When I was scrolling through the board, one building immediately stood out. It has the perfect medieval charm. The stepped roof reminded me of old merchant houses. It actually made me think of this specific area in Bruges. And the color palette actually matches the city surprisingly well. It just felt perfect. But Pinterest can be tricky. It's often just a graveyard of dead links. The images I saved had no source and definitely no instructions. Using Google reverse image search, I managed to find the same image on a dozen different websites. And to my surprise, one of them actually linked to Rebrickable. I didn't hesitate. I added the parts to the order I was already placing for the church. I didn't want to keep you waiting any longer on that redesign. So there was no time to lose. Today I prepared everything to start building. But when I looked up the instructions, they were again on a YouTube video. And the style was exactly the same as the bakery. And then it finally clicked. It wasn't a coincidence that it matches the bakery so well. They were designed by the same creator. The whole idea of this city is to bring different styles together, to make a new thing. I want to experiment with different designs. See how different builders approach microscale. And learn from every one of them. So if I had known beforehand that this was from the same designer, I probably wouldn't have picked this. At least not yet. It fits so well, it would probably have made it into the city anyway. Just later, when the city was bigger. But sometimes fate decides for you. And honestly, it's just a great compliment for the designer, convincing me twice with the same design. Just like last time, I will link the original design in the description. I also created building instructions myself because I personally don't like using videos as instructions. So if you prefer step-by-step instructions, you'll find those in the description as well. Just like the bakery, the finished result looks stunning. I like that the building is detailed on both sides. This gives me a lot of freedom on where to place it. It helps to keep the city modular and flexible. For now, I'll place it right next to the cafe, away from the bakery. I think it's a great addition to the city. It's exactly the kind of building I want more of. It adds the character I want for Tiny Brick City, that medieval Bruges feeling. It could be the beginning of something bigger, a complete neighborhood in this style. I can already imagine a canal in front of it, a narrow bridge crossing over, maybe even a small boat passing through. But that's all for later. The city is growing, a style is starting to take shape. But it still doesn't feel alive yet. So next time we're going to change that by adding people, cars and life to the streets. See you then in Tiny Brick City.